David Ferret's about inside, but there's 4 cars chasing for the 2-litre honours. Cleland is back in the lead of the class. Sidner is second. Then it's Kurt Luby, and behind him is the talented Scotsman, David Leslie. On go Cleland's brake lights. Sidner comes right up alongside the Vauxhall. Cleland holds the inside line, puts the power down, front wheel drive. Sidner's got rear wheel drive in the BMW, doesn't seem to make much difference here. Now up to Goddard, and Sidner attacks. He's bobbing about left and right, but there's no way through. Cleland leads out of the corner. Now down to Redgate, and the new Vauxhall Cavalier is sensational. It's showing the BMWs the way. Down to Redgate. Sidner attacks again, and he goes through on the inside. Frank Sidner leads the 2-litre Formula, and the ProDrive team cheer. Craner curves. 4 cars, 1,000 horsepower. Sidner leading the class, then Cleland, Luby and Leslie in the privately owned BMW. The RAC's new British 2-litre Formula really works, and Cleland's attacking Sidner again. BMW versus Vauxhall. We're with Cleland. Sidner ahead. But this time, Frank looks as though he's going to stay there. Frank Sidner, the British touring car champion of 1988, leads the 2-litre class in his BMW from Cleland's Vauxhall. And Tim Harvey is in trouble in his Ford Sierra. He was 4th, right up with Sean Walker, but now he is obviously on his way out. And look at the 2 litres climbing the curbs. Sidner, Cleland, Luby, Leslie. This is touring car racing. And there's Kelvin Burt with the radio earpiece in place, getting ready to take over from Kurt Luby. In, says the board, but Tim Harvey is out, mountaineering his way back to the pits. And whoops, Cleland really swipes the curbs at 90 miles an hour. Graunch, something has broken. Something's broken. There goes Luby up to the class second. Well, there's the BMW. And there, past the Vauxhall, goes Leslie up to 3rd. The Cavalier is kaput, and he's touring in. Well, what rotten luck after such a terrific run. John Cleland out of the race, fine drive. More to come, I'm sure. Now, here's a replay. Up to the old hairpin. Really quick. Curb right. Curb left. Fishing for the gears, and there is no drive. Nothing to come. Into the pits comes Thomas Metsera to hand over to Lawrence Bristow. 8 seconds from stop to go, including doing up the seat belts. That is a nice one, and they haven't even lost their 4th place. So now Lawrence Bristow builds up to race pace. He won last year with Tiff Needell. Kurt Luby comes in, 2nd in the 2-litre class. And his junior teammate, Kelvin Burt, takes over. Into the left-hand drive car. Bit of trouble with the seat belts. 12 seconds, 4 seconds longer than Metsera and Bristow. Out of the pits goes Burt. His car was 6th before the stop, and now it is 8th. And 3rd in class behind Sidner and Leslie. Kurt Luby takes a well-earned drink. And sadly, John Cleland's race is over. And there in the white, unsponsored Sierra is race leader Rob Gravitt. No problem. And now, with Cleland out, Frank Sidner's got a solid, secure class lead in his BMW. So, what's wrong, John Cleland?
There is an offside, a near side drive shaft is broken. Is there anybody out there? There's a near side drive shaft broken.
Well, keep off the curbs then, John. Now, Rob Gravitt, number 11, leads, but he's yet to make his pit stop, and number 1, Andy Rouse, is 2nd, and he is yet to stop too. Behind him, 56, Kelvin Burt, just starting his stint, and Andy is coming in. Shoulder harness off, ready for a quick exit. Into the pit lane. Stop right here, Andy. And he does it. Rouse out. David Sears in. And as Sears gets ready to leave, Jerry Marnie's coming in his BMW. And there's Sears leaving. And now we're with David Sears, son of BRDC's great saloon car champion Jack Sears. David's down to third after his stop, behind Rob Gravitt and Sean Walker. Into Redgate with half the race still to go. And that is the great Swedish World Rally champion Stig Blomqvist, ready to take over from race leader Rob Gravitt. And Mark Hale's Mitsubishi Colt is out. He expected to have gearbox trouble, and it looks as though he has. And, excuse me, I'm afraid you can't leave it there, mate. Sean Walker, yet to stop, second with David Sears on his boot lid. So, David's going to move up soon, as leader Rob Gravitt in the White Sierra stays out in the lead. The Melbourne Loop, Sean Walker second, David Sears behind him in third position, soon to move up. Because Walker's coming in. Look, he's got his indicator going. Sears has gone up into second place, and Stig Blomqvist waits with the built-in seat padding. And now Kurt Luby's going out again in Frank Sintner's class-leading BMW this time. Race leader Rob Gravitt in, with Sintner behind him. And as Sintner goes in, we go in with Rob Gravitt. Gravitt stops. Rob out, Stig in. Sintner out, Kurt Luby in. Blomqvist out again in the lead after a 10-second stop. And out shoots Luby, second in class behind Bert's BMW. But can Blomqvist hold the race lead? Gravitt reports on the car.
A lot of boost after about lap 5. And it's making a noise, but the car just seems to be doing similar times. The tyres are just brand new still. It's really good, the cars. I'm so pleased.
So the car's good, and after a superb stop, Blomqvist is 10 seconds ahead of Sears with 13 laps to go, and that's a big lead. 66, Gerrit Van Cowen's going well too. Past James Shedd's 2-litre Ford Sapphire, up to 10th overall. Closing in on the yellow Chalmers McRae BMW on their way to Redgate. That's British Rally champion Jimmy McRae. Into Redgate. But the Forest Hunter BMW has had it. Out from 6th in class, just beyond the pits. Now, it's always a sad sight when the drivers tried so hard and the car had been going so well. But now David Leslie's coming in, second in class, a superb drive as he stops to hand over to Godfrey Hall. In car with Kurt Luby, David Sears ahead as Kurt signals he's second overall. Both of them fairly racing down to Redgate, and the experienced David Sears is really motoring, making up over a second a lap on Blomqvist. But how's Frank Sintner's race gone?
Well, I got involved obviously with Cleland at the beginning, which was fairly time consuming. I would like to have had the clear run, but obviously if you start, you're going to be mixed up with other quicker cars. So I guess that might have cost me in true terms, maybe 3-4 seconds on the road.
Oops, that's James Shedd's Ford. It looks a bit serious, but he's still motoring. And second in class, in car with Kurt Luby. And look ahead, that's class leader Kelvin Burt in the other ProDrive BMW. And he's off! Burt's off! Not good. In the gravel trap at the old hairpin, and that's destroyed the ProDrive team's class first and second. But at least Burt's got the consolation of sharing a new class record with Kurt Luby. And it won't seem much consolation to him at the moment. So now, lap 28, and Bristow goes up to third, past Ian Flux in the Sean Walker Sierra. But look at this, Blomqvist is only 3 seconds ahead of number 1 in second place, David Sears. Down to Melbourne. And Stig is going to be held up at the hairpin by those two BMWs. He's right up with them as they come out. He has to brake almost to a standstill. David Sears goes into the hairpin. Blomqvist uses his superior power to get past the M3s, but that will have helped Sears, and James Shedd's Ford is beyond help.